And the other woman said, nah, put that down. Oh yeah, you bet, put that down.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, hello, good folk, and welcome back to the dining room of the 1925 bungalow. I'm Scott. I've got part 2 thrift haul for you today, but before we begin, today's cup of coffee is brought to you by...
A cup of coffee, a sandwich, and you, a cozy corner, a table for two.
Well, it's brought to you by good old Homer Laughlin, and I'm going to show you that we've got, what is that? Is that a gardenia? I don't know. You look at it. Ooh. Yeah, restaurant ware. So the flower is inside as well, but I can't show you that or I'll spill it down the front of my shirt. And I said I wasn't going to change my shirt, but I did. Did you watch yesterday's video? About 10 minutes have gone by. I changed my lighting. I think this actually is a little bit better lighting than what you saw in yesterday's video. I hope so. Anyway, all of this is the second part of the thrift haul. There are new things in the eBay store today. You're going to have to go and find out what they are. Go to the eBay store, click on that if you will. The description, the link is in the description box below, and you'll be able to see what I listed this morning. Remember, I'm listing new things in that eBay store every other day. I'm sticking to it. I don't know about on weekends, but for now, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's take a look at what's what. None of this is processed yet. I'm sorry. Talking to myself. None of this is processed yet. It's all been cleaned. Haven't researched anything. These are things that are going to be for sale in the future in either live sales or in the eBay store. So let's get through it. I've got 2 little tumblers here in pink. At first I was thinking sherbet cups, but I think these are just little little tumblers. That's little, those are pink Depression era tumblers. This is the same pattern, yeah, but a different, exact same pattern, but a different color. And this is the vase. These would be nice together. Wonderful. All of these items come from thrift stores. None of this is estate sale. It's all thrift shops here in the area where I live, this South Jersey, Philadelphia area. That was in excellent condition. I knew this was English as soon as I saw it. And it sure is. So the pottery tea kettle on the inside, and this is the, we'll pop the lid, and there's that little fuzzy stuff, the insulator that keeps that keeps the tea warm. And we'll pull that out and we can see Made in England on the bottom. So, and that's lined. Get this back in there. I think I've had one of these before, 1 or 2 of these before. That's looking classic 1930s. You know, here comes my Miss Lemon reference. Can't you see her walking in, offering something to Captain Hastings?
That's awful.
We love our Miss Lemon on this show. Now, I don't know if this is candlewick or not. It looks like candlewick, but might not be. Anyway, if it's not candlewick, it's really cool and has an Art Deco look to this big spoon. I'm going to keep that and use it as a serving spoon for what have you. There's an amber mixing bowl. We're going to see that during my autumn extravaganzas. which are going to be every Monday night in September. Made in Japan, part of a breakfast set. There's that old duckbill lid, or spout rather, which usually means that these were intended for not pancake syrup, but pancake batter, and part of breakfast sets. I'm a little thrown off with this bulbous base. This would make it a little more difficult for the batter to come out, but there it's got that very fat duckbill spout, so probably still meant for your pancake and waffle batter, because you know that was the thing, waffle parties, and it was completely acceptable for the lady of the house, even if she had domestic help, to be with the family at the breakfast table in the morning and cook the breakfast while everybody's sitting there. And I've got enough really nice pieces. We need to do us a 1928 waffle party one of these days, do we not? I think we do. I've got 6 of these, and I don't know, I just get a 1950s feel on these, but I'm not sure. I'm only showing you 2, but the other 4 are somewhere around here, and I've had these before. I've never really tried to research the maker of these little champagnes or coupes. A lady, she's probably not watching me, but some lady in some thrift store, I was eavesdropping on her, and she was identifying all the different, that's a coupe, that's a champagne flute, that's a pilsner, that's a this, that's a that. And I said, you sound like you know your stuff. What's the difference between a cordial and a shot? And we just went on and on and on. She said, I'm gonna blame it on this lady because I don't know her and she doesn't know I do a TV show or a YouTube show. She said this could be called a coupe. Now, if you're gonna argue with that, then you can argue with her. So I don't know. But either a coupe or a champagne, and I've got 6 of them, and they have this wonderful color. There's that fuzz again from that same kitchen towel. Where was I? Oh, I was down the shore outside of Sea Isle City. I drifted into this little antique store and I saw that on the shelf and I said, that's got to be English pottery, only the English, because we don't have much, this would be very unusual for an American design, and of course it is, and it was clearly marked. You turn it upside down. It's called Norman Springtime. Is the pattern made by, is it Prices? Let me see it there. Beautiful colors. I love how strong the relief is. You know, little wildflowers. Looks like that's Miss Marple's garden. They don't have front yards in England, right? You call them gardens. That's a whole different meaning in this country, but isn't that lovely? Sort of a cream color. 1930s, late 20s into the mid 30s. I'm keeping that. I'm really keeping that. You say, yeah, you say that, and then you end up selling it. No, I'm keeping that because it fits in perfectly with the era and the style of this house. Now, I've got a little story to tell about this. Ooh la la. I was in the Goodwill, and a lady already had this in her cart. Ugh, you know, you say to yourself, if I had only gotten here 5 minutes earlier. But I went and hid in the corner and I studied this lady. I looked at what was in her cart. You can always tell if they're doing what I'm doing. And just all these various things that didn't seem to, she just didn't look like she was casually shopping. And then the telltale is when they're on their cell phone taking pictures and then going, I know what you're doing. You're doing a Google image search. I know what you're doing. You're trying to figure out what that is. And I was hiding there watching, thinking, I ought to go over there and tell her what it is. And I really was going to. But she got away from me. And she got on some other aisle. I was one aisle over. And there was another woman shopping. And the lady that had this said to the other woman, "You look like you know what you're doing. Is this anything?" Now, that's what I overheard. And the other woman said, "Nah, put that down." Oh yeah, you bet, put that down. Anyway, the lady said, "No, it's from the 60s and it's got a chip. It's no good, put it down." So the lady put it down. Boy, I didn't waste any time. But I didn't want them to see what I was doing, so I slipped over there like I was trying to escape from a bootlegger's funeral. I didn't want her to see me, and I got it. Anyway, it's old. I think it might be a piece of McKee, and it definitely has uranium in it. It reminds me of the McKee, not really the innovation, but where it's partially pressed and partially cut. So nice, thick, beautiful glass. And yeah, it does have a chip. She was right. It's got a chip right here on the inside. But look at the way this is done. I mean, it all looks chipped up anyway. That's the way the rim was made on this piece. So you know what? That one little edge chip right there, that wasn't enough for me to say, no, I don't want it. Somebody's going to want to buy this even with that little chip. And as I said, it's cut across the top anyway. So you already feel like you're going to get cut. And of course, for all my glowy people, that's going to light up like you know what. So honestly, I was meaning to go over there and tell that lady, actually, you know, I can tell you what that is. But as I said, she got away from me and then she put it down. So I got it. All right, you've already seen this, dated 1916, and it was a gift to, what did I tell you? Frau somebody, Johansson and Dee Dee. You remember that from the car the other day? Look at this 1920s, 30s piece of American glass. I love it. I collect this stuff. There's that wonderful enamel paint, and there's that fuzz from that towel. Look at the way that's beautiful. Very nice for autumn. I think the colors, and there's an orange stripe and then also an orange pinstripe around the bottom. Made by one of the good American glass companies in the 1920s. I've got two of these. Not one, but two. And they match. Look at that. Haven't looked them up yet. Tall compotes. You want to put jelly in there? Go for it. You want to put candy in it? Do it. Put Fancy Feast in it. No chips, no cracks. A matching pair. We love matching pairs, do we not? I don't know about this thing. It's going to take me a while. It's the only one I could find. And it's either something really good from the 1930s or it's some 1980s repro, and I haven't figured it out yet. I have a hunch it might be early, and I'm basing that on the way the metal is done here on this base. But frosted glass, it's a sherbet, I guess, but it's not anything, it's not a pattern that I recognize. And there are a lot of things from that era that I don't know. You know, I'm learning every day. I did find either 6 or 8 of these. I think I have 6 of them. And these are nice paneled optic tumblers with a platinum band around the top and then a smaller platinum ring underneath. Very 1930s. Again, a nice set of these, 6 of them. Those I might end up keeping those for a particular reason, but nice barware there actually. Look at this caddy I've never seen before. I've got to do my studying. Really pretty color. Sort of a peachy, pinky, ambery kind of a color. And there were no tumblers with it. There were no tumblers with it, but there was no way I could let that go. So, you know, sometimes I buy this stuff faster than I can research it. And you gotta buy it when you see it. And I've been seeing it and I've been buying it. I think I showed you this. Somewhere around here I've got another, I think it's in amber and it's got the same etch. It could be a Tiffin etch. I've got to go see. Now sadly there's a big whack out of the bottom of it, and that is a big whack. Big deal. Let's all say it together. Turn it to the wall. Turn it to the wall. I was not going to let that go. Look at that etch. I'll be looking around. It might be a New Martinsville etch or a Tiffin etch. Now I know this is wet because I just washed it. That, as you well know, is a piece of Goofus glass. Now, unlike the two Goofus glass plates that I sold 5 or 10 days ago, that's the condition in which you normally find Goofus glass. Look at how much paint loss we have on that. About 50% of the paint gone. And this is how it got its name, Goofus glass. So sadly, most of the paint on this is gone. However, let's admire the beautiful green and what's left of the red rose and this sort of copper gold color here. You know what? 2 things you probably shouldn't do. One is don't strip it off because most of it is already gone, and don't repaint it. There's very little value in it to begin with, but if you strip it or repaint it, forget it. I like chippy old Goofus glass. I think it's neat in the autumn season to decorate with, you know, as the earth begins to fall asleep. We start to think about these dark colors, right? And look what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell it, but I'm going to pair it with 4 Goofus glass. These aren't saucers, but they're little they're little plates. Which could be used for dessert, like bread plate is what I'm thinking of. And I've got 4 of these in pretty good condition, better condition than what that vase is in. But I'm thinking that you take all 4 of these, you put this in the center of your table, and you put all 4 of these around it. Yeah, then you put a little candle on each. You make these underplates for candles, and then you put this in the middle. And then if you really like sort of the creepy Halloween-y feel, you know, get some old, I don't know, dead roses and put it in there. People do various types of decorating. And listen, if Halloween is not your thing, that's fine. We're not going to wag fingers at anybody. I understand that. Not everybody gets into that time of the year. No worries. But if you do, wouldn't this be really neat? I think. These all around it with candles on it. Anyway, I'm probably going to be selling this as a lot. Those are probably going to go to a live sale, probably. Okay, let's get through it. We've got grill plate. Is that Madrid? I forget. And that's Cameo or Ballerina. And this isn't so easy to find. That's not the soup bowl. Yeah, in the Ballerina / Cameo pattern. You don't see that every day. Let's put that down. I have a lamp. I'll just show you quickly. I need to do a lot of restoration on that, but that's going to go back to the 1930s. Now, as we begin to bring this thrift haul to a close, let me show you something. I was so excited. I walked into the 2nd Avenue thrift store in North Philadelphia and found this. Wow. 2 liquor decanters in their chrome caddy with original labels. The only thing missing was the little padlock that was right here. But believe it or not, the keys were still dangling on an old piece of rope right here because, you know, you want to lock your liquor up. Don't want the kids or the domestics getting into this. But look at these old Art Deco style labels. I have to stand up and let you see Black Diamond. There's port wine and port sherry, or sherry wine and port wine. And sold at Gimbel's department store, of course. Look how deco these paper labels are that have flaked off a little bit, but they're still, for the most part, they're still on there. And of course, Gimbel's in New York, but everybody in Philly or South Jersey knows that the Gimbel's Thanksgiving parade, that's the oldest Thanksgiving parade in America. And Santa Claus would arrive at the parade, and then they'd put him on the back of a fire truck and they'd raise him up to the floor that sold the toys. What floor was it? The 4th floor or the 7th floor? And Santa Claus would go into the Gimbel's department store through the window way up and enter the toy department, and that was the beginning of Christmas.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride the one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride the one-horse open sleigh. Dzwonki cały czas. Jednym koniem owocie zanki jeśli gdzieś to spas. Dzwonki cały czas. Jednym koniem owocie zanki jeśli gdzieś to spas. Na zdrowie! Ring die Glocken, ring sie immer zu. Ach, was was ist es zu vorne in ein Feld auf einen Schlitten? Ring die Glocken, ring sie immer zu. Jawohl, was was ist es zu vorne in ein Feld auf einen Schlitten? Sit and jump, start the opportunity. Yeah, let go wooing guy. Sit and jump, start the opportunity. Yeah, let go wooing guy.
Let's just take one of these out and let you see this waffle pattern here in the glass. The glass is made by Owens, Illinois. I can see that on the bottom. And these have to be from circa 1935 to 45, and we really can tell by the colors and the style, the Art Deco style of the label. So they're in excellent condition. Little bit of wear on this little chrome case, or caddy rather, but it is super fantastic to have these. Then here's the little piece that slides across the top and allows us to lock up the liquor bottles so that those who aren't supposed to be imbibing are unable so to do. Now, I can't get that back in there. There it is. Okay, very good. Love it. Classic. Fits the era of this house. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I am going to put it down. Now, the last thing I want to show you is old Halloween, a few old Halloween pieces that were probably cut down from something else around the bottoms, but I've got 4 of them. I don't get any indication that the Scarecrow, here we have the Scarecrow. Now we've got no marks, so we don't have lures and we don't have Beistel or anything like that. And these are not embossed, but they're not reproductions either. So printed only on one side, which is another clue for the old ones. And I love the colors on him. They're 10 inches tall. So there's our little pumpkin head scarecrow man. And then we have a witch, and I'll zoom in. She's also unmarked. We'll zoom in on her. I'm getting the 1930s and 40s. I'm getting a pre-war vibe on these rather than 50s, 60s. I've seen a lot of I'm not an expert on Halloween, but it's just the feeling I get from the way they're designed. Could be wrong. And these may have been cut from something. I'm not sure. It's slightly rounded here. So, like the bottom of a rocking chair. So I don't know that they were meant to sit on a table. And when I look at the edges, I don't get any indication that anyone has cut these, but I will leave it up to somebody who might have a book on Halloween decorations. Anyway, I don't care. If they were cut from something, doesn't bother me at all. I love them. The ghost has no marks on him either. I'm going to take some scissors and cut that tape off, but I'm not going to peel it because that would probably take that little bit of graphic off the top. I'm just going to cut it there and there. You can see here again on the back, the cardboard. It's just, the bottoms are odd, the way it looks like somebody took a scissors to them, and I suppose it's very well possible. This is the only one that's marked, and it says printed in the USA. Love the black cat. There's the printed in the USA. Yeah, so I was thrilled to acquire these, which I think was okay. We'll put them all together again. I like them because they're not huge. Some of the Halloween decorations are just really massive in size, but these are neat. I'm keeping these. Sorry. I have to. You know, it's so hard to find old Halloween. Okay, that's it. Well, now remember, new things appeared in the eBay store today. They won't tomorrow, but then they will the next day, every other day in the eBay store. Hopefully the next video I have for you will be a shop with me. And until then, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you're all doing well. Get ready. It's almost Labor Day weekend. What you gonna do? I'm not gonna do a whole lot, but that's okay. I will be working. Yes, that's right. Monday night, Labor Day, live sale. Come see me at 8 o'clock. Until then, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching. Wait for the cat. And so long for now.